Hello and welcome to episode 8 of The Buck Stops Here, my turning into occasional Football Manager Mobile 18 save with Telford United. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the month of November and seeing how we fared. So let's take a look at those results and how we've done. Let's go to the first team and let's get the results up here. So fixtures, that's the one that we want. So taking a look, well, you can see that we started off with a 3-3 draw against Wigan in the FA Cup. Followed that up with a 2-1 win away from home against FC United before beating Wigan in the replay. Low point of the month, a 1-1 draw with Alfreton in the league. And then we finished the month strongly with 2 games in a few days, a 3-1 win away at Nuneaton before a 5-0 victory at Spennymoor. So we'll take a look at each of the games in turn. We'll start with the Wigan game. So Wigan went into half-time 3-0 up, which was a bit peculiar actually, as it was actually a fairly even half. I felt that 3-0 was a bit of a harsh scoreline. But as you can see, a bit of a late show from us and deep into Fergie time, shall we say. Matthew Barnes-Homer rescued a draw for us in the 5th minute of stoppage time. The first goal we got in the 87th minute, it was a case of, well, we deserved that. We did deserve to score. The second goal that's probably just about fair reflection, really. I mean, they are a League One side, and the third one, it was like, yeah, maybe we've got away with something here, but well deserved, I think it's fairly safe to say. We just take a look, and perhaps unsurprisingly, man of the match went to Matthew Barnes-Homer for his late double strike. We then got ourselves back into league action, more regular players, shall we say, playing again. So FC United opened the scoring, their first shot of the game actually, so we'd had a fair bit of early pressure, but nothing. And then all of a sudden FC United have one shot, and that's it, they're a goal up. Tyrone Ofori scoring just before half-time, and Owen Jones scoring midway through the second half to win us the points. We did lose Ryan Barnett with 3 minutes to go as he got himself a second yellow card and took the early bath. We then hosted the replay against Wigan in the FA Cup. As you can see, it went to extra time. Again, Matthew Barnes-Homer, the key man for us. He scored twice in stoppage time. So after the goal fest that was perhaps the first tie, a very cagey 90 minutes. But I mean, just take a look at the stats. We had more of the ball, more shots on target, all the clear-cut chances. It's difficult to say that it was a lucky result in any way, shape or form. Again, Matthew Barnes-Homer, man of the match, 2 goals, a rating of 10. But take a look at the Wigan stats. You can see that their players have got some higher ratings than they did in the first match. Draw with Alfreton, a bit disappointing. Again, Alfreton, their first shot, their first chance, and lo and behold, they scored. We equalised through Jordan Lussey with his first of the season. Quite an effort from a reasonable distance out, and despite keeping a bit of pressure on, just never really got going. I mean, 7 shots from us throughout the match. Would have been nice to have got another one and claimed all 3, but yeah, it was just one of those games really. Taking a look at the ratings, as you can see, lots of sort of 6s and 7s, a few 8s dotted around. Nobody sort of really did anything on either team, it's safe to say. We picked ourselves back up after that, an away trip to Nuneaton. That was in the FA Trophy actually. I think I said it was in the league earlier, so apologies there. See that again, got off to a good start. Then had Gavin Cowan missed a penalty in the 38th minute, and then Matthew Barnes-Homer deep into stoppage time in the first half, and then a quarter of an hour into the second half put us 3-0 up, so all fairly comfortable. Nuneaton did pull one back with their only shot on target, that being in the 83rd minute, but the damage had been done. Again, take a look at the team. Their goal scorer somehow got man of the match, ignoring the fact that Barnsheimer got 2, but whatever. And again, you can see quite a changed team that was taking place, as I was wanting to keep my more regular players fit for the league, which is of course the priority. It definitely worked, as we went to Spennymoor and racked up some goals. So Owen Jones opened the scoring. Henry Cowans added a second. Tyrone Ofori had one ruled out. It was just a fraction offside. Stephen Arthur worry. You don't tend to sign centre backs to be scoring, but he made it 3, and at that point it was pretty clear that it was going to be all the points heading back to Telford, and then a couple of late strikes from Tyrone Ofori to really put the icing on the cake. I think the most interesting thing is we scored 5 goals there, but that was only off of 4 shots on target. So a big well done to the team for managing that. Just take a look. Tyrone Ofori, man of the match there, with a brace and 2 goals. So going back, so let's just take a quick look at the league table. We are currently top of the league by a point. Boston are a point behind, but they do have a game in hand. I know they always say it's points in the bag, not games in hand, but it's staying pretty tight between ourselves and Boston. And then you can see that there is quite a gap already back to third place Brackley and beyond. So as we're approaching the halfway point of the season, it does look as though it is very much a 2-horse race between ourselves and Boston. When we played them the first time around, we were able to come away with the win, a 1-0 victory. And you kind of get the feeling that the game at Boston is going to be crucial in determining who is going to go on to get that automatic promotion from Vanarama National League North. Taking a look, moving into December, we start the month off at home against Plymouth Argyle in the FA Cup. Then a week later, it's Barrow again at home, that time in the FA Trophy. And then the rest of the month, there's 3 games to play, all of which are in the league. Home against York, away against Brackley, and then on Boxing Day we welcome Kidderminster. So the next episode of the Buck Stops Here, we will be taking a look at the month of December. If the FA Cup tie against Plymouth sees us win, which obviously I hope it does, and for more than the obvious reason of getting into the 3rd round, but also because as a supporter of Exeter, it'll be excellent to put one over on Plymouth. Then what will probably happen is I'll do both Kidderminster games, and then particularly if we get a nice big draw in the FA Cup 3rd round, we'll do a live commentary on that one. So hope to see you back soon for episode 9. Please remember, like, comment, share, all those things, always greatly appreciated. And fingers crossed that we have a successful December.